or like a niece or whatever, but like you trust him around them. Same question, but for Burt McCracken.
Oh no. Bye.
Yep. Bye.
Exit stage left. That's a topic for another day.
Okay. All right, so I left, but then I came back because I saw what the next thing is, and so I actually it's even worse. I tried to fully just be like, no, I'm all right. I'm leaving. Then I kept reading the screen and reacting, and so now here we are.
Messy bitch who lives for drama.
Right, so I spent a lot of time on Reddit, but I felt really caught up with everything. Kenny and Janae mega thread on Reddit has reached 17,000 comments. So that was just not something I wanted to pour too much more time into. But I decided to just search Kenny's name on Reddit today to see what came up. I found stuff from a year ago where people were sharing their regrets for not believing in Kenny. And then also sharing, like, I don't know if you remember last year, there was discourse because people were like, Kenny is not into Janae. The way he brought another girl back from Casa, the way he seems like so emotionless when she is so full of energy and she's so vivacious, like they just like something's off. But then eventually people came around to just believing he's introverted, you know.
That's what I thought.
I did too. He's low energy at first, but at first a lot of us were sus, and then eventually we were just led to believe he's introverted. This actually happened to me with Taylor too. I thought it was weird how he kissed Alandria. And then eventually, like, people, like his friends kept coming on TikTok saying
like this, like it literally was like,
yeah, he still does, I think. No, but we did notice he kissed Clark.
Does he do that before or after he pushes her in the head?
But yeah, basically, the public can essentially like shame people into being like, you're reading too much into this, like he's into her, blah 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 blah. Whereas I also feel like we're getting the opposite with Nick Alandria. Like Nick has vocally said he's into Landria, physically said he's into Landria, and a lot of people like no, you guys are seeing.
Nick also shows up crystal clear for Landria. Like he like steps up for her, if you haven't noticed, in like ways that he didn't really foresee her also.
Even his mama sees it, but yeah. We're digressing.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we're on a whole separate thing.
But really, like public opinion will cause people to shift their opinion about things, and I think Kenny was one of those where.
Sorry, not to get too wrapped up in it, but also not for nothing, but in terms of behavior, like I mean, obviously I think we're rooting for Alandria the way we were rooting for Janae, and now are once again rooting for Janae. Mm-hmm. But like in terms of who they're like, their part of the relationship or who they are, Nick is the Janae.
Yeah. For real. And I would say Taylor was the Kenny.
I guarantee Nick does not know a lot about plants.
Okay.
Between the two of them.
So again, I searched Kenny's name and I found this one post from Legal Blueberry 1 saying Kenny got the last laugh, LOL. And this user posted the Love Island thread where there used to be a game on Love Island USA where they took away this season for some reason. Again, they changed the recipe for the worse, but anyway, so there used to be a game where they would show tweets from the public, and they didn't do it this season, but last season, Love Island USA tweeted, if you could tell the Islanders anything, what would it be? # Love Island USA. And Reality Meme Queen said, Janae, Queen, I'm going to hold your hand when I say this, ... Kenneth is not your man, ... And Kenny comes out of the villa. So this was posted on July 2nd. They came out of the villa.
The timeline of this is so important.
Late July, as usual. And Kenny somehow found that thread and responded, well, this aged well. Days after coming out of the villa.
Layers of irony.
Layers.
Like a Shrek-style onion.
And K Gomez 11 confirms that this is the tweet that they read during that challenge. So Kenny clarked it, and then came out of the villa and responded to it, which is just so odd.
Like, it doesn't jump out at me as necessarily odd. To me, it's just more of like, you know, he probably was very online at that point. The show was a hit, you know, that season. These people are suddenly super famous with like...
It's odd to reply to this one when he knew he was not Janae's man, though.
That is fair. All right, that is, I guess, yeah, in context, yeah.
And I think
crazy.
it's odd to trying to start beef with fans on Twitter.
That is the part where I'm like, I'm not surprised. I just feel, again, I don't think it's even beef. I think it's just like, like I think that's kind of the vibe he's going for there. But the irony here is so crazy. Because when I saw this, I thought that this was a screenshot from today of, like, him, you know, whatever, posting back a few minutes ago, saying, well, this aged well. No, incorrect.
Yes, luckily you read that all wrong. Because that would have been insane.
That had me locked in. And then I saw, ooh, Kenny got the last laugh. No, 1 year ago, someone said Kenny got the last laugh on this thread, which in some ways he did get the last laugh on this thread, because now in hindsight, him saying, well, this aged well, I mean, goddamn,
it's so ironic. Going back a year to these posts, it's like there's irony just seeping out of the pages on Reddit right now. And Ad Budget says he couldn't wait to reply back, been plotting ever since, like, after he got out of the villa. He memorized for when he came out. He had it bookmarked. Yeah, so again, you don't think that's weird, but I kind of do. Well,
again, it's the interaction. I'm like, I'm not encouraging this, but I am like, yeah, I can see how someone who's not prepared to be as famous as they were ends up chronically online reading Reddit stuff about him. But then, you know, and then responds to something that again lets him go like, oh, got him. Like, you know, that's, yeah, I can see how that happens. It's the under layer of, you know,
this aged well, yeah.
Ugh.
And then this person, Marky Mark 32, said that
Marky Mark 32. Let's go.
They were eating their words about Kenny. I'm not going to read the whole thing. If you're watching on YouTube, the visual will be there. And I'll also be sure that I link these Reddit threads on the YouTube description. But this person had put that they were suspicious of Kenny. And then after the season ended, they screenshotted their post, reposted it, and said that they were apologizing and eating their words about it. But they basically had theories saying that they felt like Kenny was emotionless and unenthusiastic when he was with Janae. And they had theories that he was pretending to like her, because why else is he never happy about being in a couple? And yeah, do you remember how stone face he was whenever she would choose him? Her couple up speeches were so sweet, and he would just be like, and then we all just were gaslit into thinking
that I don't even know if gaslit is the word. Like, no one had to tell me. I was just like, yeah, it's just how he is.
I was on Reddit a lot, and people were angry at the people that were like, he's not into her. And I think it's because for the same reasons that we feel like, you know, it's a shame for people to say that Nick isn't into Landria when he's showing so many things in his actions and his words. But Kenny's actions never align with his words ever, except the time he cried.
I think that did it for me. That's our, like,
the crying is what did it for a lot of us. Yeah.
Yeah, because I really never, like, I was he's just introverted. That's just how he is. And then also, not only did he cry, but then I think like an episode or two later when they did the heart rate challenge, he was funny. He did the line of like, "You leave her alone" or whatever.
Yeah.
When someone was dancing up on Janae, like, it's a damn shame.
Yeah. So, the other thing is, the person that posted they were eating their words, a few people were on that thread. So this is actually from 6 days ago and 2 days ago. Just been like, Bestie, you were right.
Oh my god. Yes.
So other people.
Can you imagine like how vindicated this person must feel? I mean, again, I know it's a horrible way to get vindicated.
They might have forgotten they posted this or felt this way.
Yeah, it's been a year. That's just a surprise jolt of, hey, look how smart you are.
There's actually quite a few posts like that, which is so interesting, of like Kenny haters and then people being like, you don't understand. So I might compile a few, but yeah, it was an interesting little peruse earlier today to see what's good in the universe. Yeah. But this leads me to the lie of the week.
Who could it possibly be? Is it Burt McCracken lying about his girlfriend's age?
It's actually Kevin, as you call him.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't get...
We're just great with names. So
man.
You called him Kevin last
I couldn't get Kenny's name right for the life of me, and you know what? Now I never will again.
We don't have to care about him anymore. Well,
Carry on about Kevin.
Kenny, you're a liar because your name's really Kevin, first and foremost. But there are now, again, there's 17,000 comments on the Janae and Kenny Reddit mega thread. And Kenny, this morning I checked, he's lost over 300,000 followers. Numbers don't lie, but Kenny Rodriguez does.
There you go.
This man has been using women since high school. There's now multiple reports on the TikToks that he tends to get himself into situationships, uses the woman for love, emotion, I don't know what, and then essentially tosses them away, does not really know how to emotionally connect with people, but keeps getting into these relationships. Situationships are a lie in themselves. Why abuse or use a woman's time if you know it's not going anywhere? And yet again, I find myself disappointed in the casting team for Love Island because our angel on earth, Janae, has been in literal danger for over a year because they allowed this liar into her life. Not only was he lying about who he was to her, he was lying about the emotions that he had for her, used his tears as weapons on the show to make us think he was a good person, lied about loving her, appreciating her. He's wasted a year of her time, a year of her life. All the lies that Kenny has stacked on top of one another have literally ruined the lives of so many people around them. He built friendships on these lies. People thought he was a man of character, and it shows that he was just using a woman and using literal slurs against a woman that he was supposed to love, using her just for brand deals, and then also complaining that he didn't want to be an influencer and didn't want to do brand deals, wanted to go back to a 9-to-5. So, like, what was the point of it all?
Yeah, what was all this for?
What was the point? So, I think it's obvious that Kenny deserves the liar of the week, of the year, of all eternity, and I hope that we never have to see this man's dopey face again. Up next, we've got our proof that there's a little bit of emo in everyone.
Also, not for nothing, I'm certainly not, I'm not always crazy about, like, the pylon, but I will say with confidence, we are never going to see Kenny's ass again. And it is, I'll tell you what, he's probably not going back to the 9-to-5 anytime soon, because I feel like most companies have Google. That's going to be really tough. Like, it's really going to be tough to get the background check, I feel like.
I don't hope, but hopefully for his sake, he was good at saving money and can get, like, facial reconstruction surgery and name change, however you do that process.
Actually, I think if he applies to be on Love Island again, I think they miss this. I think they actually don't catch this in the background check. And he gets in.
No.
I think he's gonna make it like 2 weeks before they're like, "Hey, wait a minute!
No, God.
There's a lot of backlash to this."
Touche.